Hello and be welcome to our first theory class. Okay, today I'm gonna give you the basics about how to learn the notes in the staff for guitar players. So first thing, we use the 5 lines that are the staff, okay, to notate the music. We count lines and spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines and 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And what will tell us where are the notes in those lines and spaces is the clef. Which the first one we're going to use the treble clef. Okay? We can extend the staff with ledger lines. I can add lines and then I'm going to count lines in space. For example, here I added one more line down and up the staff. In that case, I will also count the spaces between. So I count line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line. And I can extend at least 4 or 5 times the clef with the ledger lines. The notes that we need to learn first, the easiest way to learn the notes in the beginning is to separate lines from spaces. So for example, in the lines we have E, G, B, D, and F. In the spaces we have F, A, C, and E. Okay? So then we have the sharp that raises a half step. Okay? Half step is one key in the keyboard or one fret in the guitar. Okay, in our case, if we raise one fret in the guitar, okay, that's a half step. And the flat lowers one fret, a half step. Half step plus half steps equals 1 step. Okay. So here we're going to see the chromatic scales. We're going to have the letters for the notes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A again. And we're going to use the sharp to see the half steps between the whole steps of the of the scale. In A and B, that's a step, 2 half steps. In between A and B, I'm going to have A sharp. Okay. So B and C is already a half step. I don't need any note in between those. Between C and D, I have the C sharp. Between D and E, I'm gonna have the D sharp. E and F, also I don't need any notes in between those two. And between F and G, I'm gonna have the F sharp. Between G and A, I'm gonna have the G sharp. Okay. And that's for ascending chromatic scale. If I'm going up, if I'm going down, I'm gonna use the flat. Okay. Between A and G, I'm gonna have an A flat. Between G and F, I'm gonna have the G flat. Between F and E, I don't need any notes. Between E and D, I'm gonna have the E flat. Between D and C, I'm gonna have the D flat. Between C and B, I don't need any notes. Between B and A, I'm gonna have the B flat. Okay, so I use sharps to go up and flats to go down. So you're gonna see there's some notes where gonna be the same note. For example, F sharp and G flat. They are the same notes. They are between F and G or G and F. If I'm going up, I use F sharp. If I'm going down, I'm gonna use a G flat. Okay? So that's very important to memorize. And another thing that's very important for us to know is the major scale, the C major scale. Okay? The C major scale is gonna be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay? And here, I'm going to have natural half steps between E and F and between C and B and C. All the other notes are 1 step. Okay? in one step. So I'm gonna have from C to D one step, from D to E one step, E to F half step, F to G one step, G to A one step, A to B one step, and B to C a half step. And that formula for the major scale is going to work in any key. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to study that on guitar on the next video. I'm going to be giving you exercises for you guys to practice these concepts and watch the videos at least 3 or 4 times and write down all your questions to send me on WhatsApp. And have a good time practicing this content, and I see you next class.